It's a dream to be talking to Julie Andrews. Julie, thank you so much for joining us. And I was going to bust out in a little Edelweiss, but I figured only the captain could sing it to you that like you did in the movie.
It's a lovely song, and I enjoy singing it myself, believe me.
What film do you think really led to this amazing journey of yours as we reminisce on some of the great films from Mary Poppins, The Sound of Music?
Well, Poppins was the first movie I ever made, so I guess it was probably courtesy of Walt Disney that I began. But it has been an amazing journey, and I feel so very blessed to have been a part of all these wonderful musicals that I'm the lucky lady that was asked to be in them. So it makes me very grateful. And
Disney yet again with The Princess Diaries. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. That was again back with Disney. So
it's gone full circle.
Full circle. It took about 40 years, but I made it.
So how did the English girl find her way to Hollywood?
Just through a lot of work. I was a child brat working in the theater many, many years, touring around England in vaudeville, and I was very fortunate to be asked to come to Broadway, and I was in several shows on Broadway, and then Mr. Disney came one day and asked if I would like to be in Mary Poppins, and I said, yes, indeed, sir, I would be most grateful.
And we are grateful that he found you,
yes.
And the performance speaks for itself. But let's talk about another world traveler that you seem to love to write about. Boo is in Italy, and now Boo is in London.
Right. Well, this is the fourth in a series of books about Little Bo, and it's the last one. 4 books and wraps up the whole story. And it's just been a pleasure to write this little book. It's a real travelogue. It's a picture book for children. A lot of text, but a lot of lovely pictures as well. And she ends up where she began, in London, and she gets to meet the Queen of England, and many wonderful journeys, adventures along the way.
Tell us, what's it like writing? Writing in itself, but then having to work with the illustrations. So do you do the story first with your daughter?
With my daughter. In this case, it was a book with my daughter. We've written, I think, about 27 books together so far.
Oh,
we've been collaborating now for about 13, 15 years. It's a joy to work with her. It's a thrill to write these stories. I began many years ago and sort of fell into it by accident, and wrote a story for one of my children, which happily became published, and I never sort of stopped. I enjoyed it so much.
Julie, what's it like when you read your book in front of the little ones? I know you do often.
Well, I do. It used to be my children, and now it's my grandchildren. And they're very good, they're good research for us both, because if I sense that they're the least bit bored, then I suspect that probably the story isn't going in the right direction, or it needs to be tightened. If they're really absorbed, I figure we may just about have it right.
What do you want the children to take away from this character, this little cute cat, Bo?
Well,
what
it's a sort of travelogue for starters, and it's really a tiny little bit about an education about the world and in which she lives and where she's been, and hopefully it might make children want to go to London or Paris or Rome. And also, we don't write down to children. We I think, treat them as beloved equals when we write for children, and I feel that that's very important.
Julie, we want to thank you for your so many contributions that just bring a smile to all of our faces, and given your tremendous success, which continues and continues, which we're glad about.
Thank you so much.
What advice would you give to anyone out there pursuing their dreams, given what you've been able to achieve?
I'm often asked that question. I usually say that if you're passionate about what you do, then follow your heart and go for it. And the truth is, I've been so blessed so many times when I least expected it. And so I think surprises are going to come under your nose any second. You never know when it's going to happen for you. So do your homework. Be ready is probably the best advice I could give.
And a spoonful of sugar.
Perhaps that helps too. Yes, it does.
Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you for this latest contribution, the book, and continued success.
Thank you, and happy holidays to you, Conn.